All right, I want to shed some light on heat index. Just talk about kind of the science behind it because it is oppressive. And honestly, you know we have a lot of sky watchers that will record actual conditions. They'll say 92, 93. Yeah, no big whoop. A couple degrees above normal. That's a normal afternoon. So how the heck do we go from an actual temperature of 92, 93, 94 and get a heat index value that's in the triple digits? I want to start with this. It's something called a dew point temperature, okay? You don't need to know the science behind all this. The higher that number is, the more moisture that's present in the atmosphere. For example, there is so much water in the air that if we cooled to 77 degrees in Tuscaloosa, that would condense water out of the atmosphere into fog. There's no more room for water because there is that much moisture in play. So that's a very, very high, that's a very tropical, sultry atmosphere. Our dew points can range anywhere from 68 to 75. But you start talking about mid-70s, and that's an oppressive level. Enter the heat index. Now, there's a multitude of factors that go into this, but the higher the dew point, that's going to be a big thing here. There's not a huge breeze. There's not a very significant cooling mechanism at all out there across the state. So that has led to these oppressive temperatures, okay? So why is it different, from a standpoint of where you're standing? Let's talk about that next. So naturally, as I come outside for the 8 seconds of the day, it's the sun's not out, it's behind a cloud. But, we're out here, there's no wind. It's just very, very oppressive. So you've got your heat, okay? We have had this ridge over the south, the mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley for the past several days. On top of that, we have high dew points, high moisture levels. So water has a very high specific heat capacity. It's a very viable transport of heat. So when you have more water in the air, it can transport heat. It has a big influence on how it feels, that tangible, like it feels like I'm wearing the air. Been out here for just a few seconds, it already feels like you're sweating, like you're surrounded by an oppressive air mass. And the other question I've had is, okay, well, if we have this heat index, all this moisture, why isn't it? You look up, you see these clouds, right? There's some vertical growth to it, but what's happening aloft is you have a high pressure. So pressure that's high means it's being pushed down towards the surface. If you have air sinking towards the surface, it's moving downward. You need upward or vertical motion to get thunderstorm activity. Most of the clouds have been fair weather cumulus. There have been hardly any towering cumulus clouds, and that measure of stability within the atmosphere. Now that's going to fizzle over the next couple of days, and eventually we will have that rising air. We will have more cloud cover and better chances of thunderstorms. Until then, high moisture content, high temperatures, and of course a high heat index. Hopefully that made sense.